Hello and welcome to another special episode of the Woollentwine Fiber Studio knitting podcast. My name is Jule. I always forget to say this at the beginning and I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it has been way too long since I've last recorded something, so sorry for the little absence. There was a lot going on and yeah, I didn't have a lot of knitting time, so there wasn't a lot to share knitting-wise. But I'm back with another shop update, which is what I'm going to tell you about in this special little preview episode again. For this update I prepared a couple of standards and all-time favorite colorways, as well as new colorways and some festive specials that I'm dying to tell you about, or show you rather, just because Christmas and everything around it and the holiday season is one of my favorite times of the year, and it's my first proper season as a full-time yarn dyer, so I was just really excited to have the opportunity to prepare some Christmas specials. And in the last update we had the winter boxes, the festive winter boxes that were kind of like a 4-week advent calendar twist thing, and those were sold out really quickly, and I'm so happy, and I wanted to say thank you to everyone who got one, and I hope you're gonna have a nice little treat every week of December leading up towards the holidays. And for this time I prepared a couple of smaller festive things and some colors that are inspired by holiday things, and yeah, I'm just really excited to show you, so let's jump right in. So sorry if the light might keep changing. We're having the worst gloomy weather here for days, and I had quite a bit of a struggle on shooting product pictures for the shop, just because I don't use any artificial light. I do like natural colors or naturally dyed colors, how they appear in natural light. So yeah, it was kind of a challenge to find a little time space where I could record or shoot the pictures for the shop, so I'm actually glad I was able to do it by now, and let's hope for the light to stay a little bit so I can show you the colorways that will be available. Just a little disclaimer at the beginning, the shop update will be on Friday the 26th of November at 8 p.m. GMT +1. Yeah, I added a little timestamp in my Instagram stories, so you can also click that one if you want to be reminded, and I will also send another newsletter so you can get a reminder, but I'm just the worst with time zones. I always get so confused about the whole GMT, CET, UTC I think, or whatever. So yeah, 8 p.m. basically German time. I think it's called Berlin time zone or something. But yeah, I'm gonna put a reminder on my Instagram story so you can make sure you're gonna be reminded. And I know that this date is kind of considered the Black Friday, and I did not plan this properly. Maybe I forgot about it when I planned the shop update. So this was definitely not intentional, because the Black Friday and the whole Cyber Week thing is something I don't necessarily support when it comes to my values, just because I feel like it's not only putting pressure on businesses that are maybe not able to provide such big discounts, but also it might lead people to buying stuff they might not need, and therefore creating waste that would not be necessarily created if it wasn't there. So yeah, I'm a fan, or I stand for thoughtful buying and thoughtful consumerism, and I'm not really into the whole idea of yeah, giving huge discounts just to attract people to products they may not really need. So yeah, that's why kind of I wanted to make a disclaimer that my shop update on this day doesn't have anything to do with Black Friday, and I'm not gonna put any sales or discounts on this date just because it's just against my values to join this whole madness. Let's put it like this. So yeah, the date is not connected to Black Friday. That's something I wanted to share. And so another disclaimer that I wanted to make is that with shipping in this update, I'm not going to put any like, this is the last order date for overseas, or this is the last order date for Europe or anything, just because I don't want to promise you that things will be there on time. I have experienced quite a few delays in the last couple of weeks with shipping, especially overseas shipping. And yeah, I just don't want to be like, oh, this is definitely going to be there for Christmas, or you can definitely order a present and it's going to be there on time. I don't want to promise this just because, yeah, I can't. Things are still kind of crazy with the pandemic still being around, and with Christmas being the busiest time of the year for any kind of delivery services anyway. So yeah, I just don't want to make promises that I cannot really keep, just because it's not in my hands. Once I ship your parcel, it's in the hands of the delivery services, and who knows what's going to happen this year with everything being a little bit crazy still. So I'm going to ship everything as quickly as I can. So I hope to have most of the parcels out by, I'm going to pack them on Monday, by Tuesday after the shop update. So I'm doing my very best and hope that everything will go out on time. But yeah, as said, I don't put any like timestamps where I'm saying, so I can guarantee a Christmas, like a present under the Christmas tree or anything. So yeah, you're gonna get a tracking number and you will be able to track everything until it's there. But yeah, I have received a couple of emails in the last couple of weeks, and the issue is that I cannot speed things up. Once the carrier or the postal service has the parcel, I cannot do anything about it, and it's just, yeah, it might take a little bit longer than you think. So for overseas orders, I have a turnaround of, I think, 4 weeks recently. So yeah, just so you know that it might not be there on time. Although we can still have hope. I don't want to put it that negatively. So we can still have hope that things will be there on time. And the third and last disclaimer of this video, I have a feeling this is going to be a way too long intro, but I'm going to put timestamps so you can jump to the previews actually. But we're not going to have BFA Masham 4-ply in this update. We've had a couple of supply issues, and even though I know the yarn has been shipped now, it won't be there for me to dye anything for the update. So unfortunately, we're not going to have BFA Masham 4-ply restocked in this update. There still are, I think, 2 or 3 colorways where there are a couple of skeins left. I think, for example, there is still mulberry and maybe some of the olive colorway left. So if you were after those, you can still shop those, but I'm not going to have a big restock on this base, unfortunately. I was really hoping it might come in time so I could dye some, but it didn't. So that's why I tried to concentrate more on the BFA Masham DK base and dyed a lot of that, and also a lot of Corriedale Sock. But maybe it's actually fitting because it's getting really cold here. I don't know how it is where you are, but it's getting really cold here. So a little bit of a thicker yarn and sweater knitting might be just perfect for this time of the year. So maybe it's good to have only the little bit heavier base. Trying to see things positive, as you can see. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of specials anyway, so I hope the update will still have something for everyone. But yeah, No BFL Masham foreplay this time, unfortunately. But I'm going to show you the colorways now. Enough rambling about admin things and issues, so let's jump right in. So the colorways I'm going to show you first are all dyed on our BFM Masham DK base. As a reminder, that one is 240 meters on 100 gram skein, and it's a non-superwash, plastic-free, and just a natural wool that has a natural grey tint, or not tint, it's just a mix, a blend of fibers that are brown and grayish brown and white. So the color of the yarn is the grey, and all the colors I dye on those have a beautiful depth, and I just really enjoy this base. I don't know if this is too repetitive. I'm telling you about the bases every time I do these preview videos, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I cannot expect you to watch all my previews, so if you're new to this, I want you to be informed about the bases, so just let me know what you think about this. I'm still not 100% sure whether I should keep repeating the info about the bases or not. So yeah, but yeah, BFM Masham DK, it's a blend of Blueface Leicester sheep and Masham sheep, a 75-25% blend, and it has a lovely drape. It's kind of lustrous, but not too much. It still has a bit of a woolly feel, and has like a really warm halo, I feel. It's the yarn that I prefer for shawls, also because it's the softest yarn I carry, and it's just it has a nice drape and a nice kind of, yeah, feel to it. I can show you a little bit of an FO that just recently was finished. It's not one that I knitted, actually my mom knitted this one, but I'm also going to record it on another podcast episode for sure. But just to show you what I'm talking about, this is the base, and I don't know if you can see, but it has a really lovely drape. It really feels nice around the neck just because it's not itchy at all, I feel. And yeah, I just really enjoy the feel of this yarn, so for shawls and everything, this is just perfect. Also, it's the yarn where the Humlebi shawl by Fiber Tales was designed in, and I know quite some of you were looking into getting some yarn for that pattern, and I can already tell you I have the original colorway restocked, so you should be good to go. But yeah, I really like this yarn for both sweaters and accessories. I also made a hat. It's already a couple of months old. But yeah, I knitted this hat out of the BFM Masham DK in the colorway Lavender. And it's just really lovely and warm around the ears. So can definitely also recommend it for shawls, accessories, as well as for sweaters. I'm also working on a little sample sweater that I'm going to show you in the next podcast episode as well. That's by Melody Hoffmann, and it's the Ava sweater. And yeah, this is definitely already one of my favorite patterns I've ever knitted, because it's just so relaxing and a lot of stockinette stitch and perfect TV knitting. So yeah, if you were looking into knitting the Ava sweater maybe, or the Humlebi shawl, or basically any kind of other pattern, I'm gonna have large enough quantities of each colorway this time around, because especially some of the earthier colorways, they seem to sell out quite quickly in the last couple of updates, so I tried to up the amount per colorway, which is also why I don't have like 20 colorways, but rather a couple of colorways less, and then in a little bit larger quantities, just so you won't struggle getting a sweater quantity or something. Starting out with the colors, we have a lot of earthy tones in this update again, just because I feel they are also very festive and Christmassy, and yeah, just because you seem to love them. And am I getting really dark here? Let me see if I can up this a bit. Yeah, is this better? So the first colorway we have on the BFM Masham is caramel. This has been kind of a bestseller in the last 2 updates. It's just a very warm brown, and this is the original colorway that the Humlebi shawl by Fibertails was designed in, and yeah, it's just a really lovely color. I feel like it goes with so many other things. And I'm trying to get through the classic colorways a little bit quicker this time, just because I have recorded preview videos about those before. So if you want to hear more about them and more like in-depth information about the color, you can go back and watch the other preview videos. But I would like to go to the new colorways and talk a little bit more about those maybe. Next up is a classic as well. This is Mountain Rose. And yeah, it's a coolish kind of pink with blue undertone, and it's a very versatile color that I feel like goes really well with both light and dark colors as well. Then we have the artichoke colorway, which is actually the one that the shawl I quickly showed you was knitted in, and it's a light bluish green. It appears slightly more grey on camera. I feel it's a touch warmer in real life, but only a tiny bit. But this is the artichoke colorway. And then we also have a restock of lavender, which is the one that I showed you in the hat that I knitted. It's kind of a medium purple lavender tone with a bit of a grayish undertone that comes from the grey base. So yeah, again, very versatile and can be worn with so many other colors. Then we have the colorway Olive. And this is like a greenish, like it's a green but with more yellowy undertones than, for example, the artichoke. Like if you put them together, it's quite a bit warmer than artichoke. But I really like it, and it kind of reminds me of autumn and leaves that are just about to turn red, and I just really like it. And then we have another classic that is the colorway Mulberry. It's a dark brown reddish purple. Come on, focus. Okay, no. Could you focus on this? Yes, here you can see it. Here you can also see the texture of the yarn a bit better. And I feel like this would be, for myself as a kind of a person who loves muted colors, this would be my dream Christmas sweater colorway maybe, because it is a reddish undertone and it has kind of an elegant touch to it, I feel, but it still is very muted and very wearable and not too Christmassy, I feel. Another classic that we have that is a bit more on the warmer side is the Maple Leaf colorway, and it's kind of a rusty brown orange that I really like and that I feel is so autumnal. So yeah, this one is going to be a restock as well. And now we are getting to the new colorways. Let me put all the yarn down because it's all on my lap and it's getting really warm. So the new colorways are this one. This is called Blush. We did have this before a couple of months ago, but it's kind of I've redesigned the color recipe a little bit. And so it's kind of a new colorway, but very similar. If you purchased the Blush colorway before, this is very similar. It's compared to Mountain Rose, it's like a more dusty and even lighter pink. Let me see if I can hold them together. So it's very hard to see on camera, but it's a lot like the Mountain Rose has a bit more of a purple undertone, while Blush is a bit warmer and yeah, less bluish in undertone, I feel. And I have a feeling this is very wearable. And yeah, again, as a muted color lover, I'm very happy with this colorway. And not so muted and way more out there is the next colorway that is not necessarily new, but we had it in the last update, but only on the BFMS 4 ply. So we're having it on the DK base this time because I have a feeling this is going to be perfect for Christmas sweaters. And it's the colorway Crimson. It's a really deep, rich red with a tiny bit of a blue undertone. So it's not an orange red, it's more of a true Christmas red with a touch of a blue undertone. So yeah, this is Crimson. And I have a feeling this screams Christmas. And yeah, if anyone wants to knit a Christmas sweater out of this, this would make me so happy because I'm not brave enough, probably. Well, maybe I am, I don't know. But it's just a really beautiful color. And even though it's kind of punchy, it still is very like elegant, I feel, and not too much of a color punch. And next up is another new colorway that I really like because I have been wanting to make this colorway for a really long time. And it's a chocolate brown called Moral, like the mushroom Moral. And it's significantly darker and less reddish than, for example, caramel or almond or something. And yeah, it's just really lovely. Did I show you almond? Hang on. Okay, I'm back and I realized I forgot to show another classic colorway that we're gonna restock, and that is almond. And it's like a beige, lighter version of caramel. And what I realized is that it would go very well with the new colorway Moral. I don't know, I used to be not really a lover of browns, but by now I have a feeling I might have become one. But yeah, I feel this colorway this color combo is so nice, and I'm actually thinking of taking a few skeins. I haven't checked the gauge, but when I saw these together, I was like, I need a Badger in Bloom sweater by Anne Ventzel. You know, it's one of those very simple color work with just one color in it, and it's a yoke sweater, and I don't own any of like a color work yoke sweater for myself, so I was thinking this would be kind of perfect for this. So yeah, this is Moral and Almond, and I feel like these two are just really nice together. But that was the last colorway on the BFMS base. As said, I made slightly larger quantities than I used to do before, but still I have a feeling some of the colorways still might sell out kind of quickly, such as Caramel. That one just always goes after a few minutes, so if you're looking after one of those, maybe make sure to be in time. I always say this and I always feel so stupid about like panicking about being on time for an update, but honestly I would rather repeat myself and be a bit hilarious than any of you missing out on yarn that you've wanted. So yeah, let's move on to the Corriedale Sock base. This one is our sock yarn that is, again, non-superwash, no nylon, no artificial fibers added to it, just wool, and it's designed to be a sock yarn. And even though it doesn't have any additives, it holds up very well, partly because of the fiber content and partly because of the way it's spun, just because it has a higher twist than normal, and that makes it easier for a yarn to hold up well if you knit socks out of it. I'm going to show you the colorways that will be available on Corriedale Sock. It has a 400 meter per 100 grams, so just a standard sock yarn, and since there are quite a lot, I'm not sure whether I should maybe split it. Well, no, I'm just gonna jump right in and show you the colorways and try to get through it kind of quickly, so let's jump right in. So it's getting really dark. I can see it's gonna be, like, it's really cloudy again, but I'm trying my very best to still show you the colors and maybe adjust the light a little bit afterwards in my editing program, but let's go with the Corriedale Sock colors on the solid ones, like not the multicolored ones, but I'm going to show you the solid ones first. So you saw the blush color on the BFM Masham DK base, and this is blush on Corriedale Sock. Quite a bit more of a pink, you can see, just because the base is not grey but a white yarn. But I really feel like it's a really cute color, and yeah, would make a lovely little pair of socks. This is a new colorway, by the way. I didn't stock this one before. Another new colorway that is actually a one of a kind is this one. It has been dyed in preparation to a workshop that I held a couple of weeks ago, where I was speaking of natural dyeing with kitchen waste, and so this was dyed with onion skins. And since it's very difficult to repeat these colorways, depending on, like, especially with kitchen waste, this is like a one-of-a-kind colorway. But I really like it, and I have a feeling it's very autumnal. Speaking of autumnal colorways, this is persimmon. I don't know, you know what I mean. It's the persimmon colorway, and it's a really rich and nice orange. It's a little bit less punchy in real life than on camera, I feel. But yeah, I really feel like it reminds me of a very ripe persimmon, so that's why it's called this way. It's another new colorway, by the way. And then we have another one-of-a-kind colorway. That's this one, and it's another pink, but this time with a lot more of a peachy undertone, and it's more like a champagne pink than the blush colorway. It's more warm in undertone. Let me show you the two next to each other. This is blush, and this is the new one-of-a-kind colorway that's more of a champagne-y, rosé-y tone. And that one was the result of the preparation of the workshop that I told you about, and it's dyed with avocado leftovers, so that is why it's a one-of-a-kind again, because I'm pretty sure I won't be able to repeat it. So once it's gone, it's gone. And the last of the new colorways, just because I felt it would be nice to have it on this base too, is crimson. I thought this would be perfect for a pair of Christmas socks. And again, it's just a very deep red that has a coolish undertone, and I really love it on this base, and I can really imagine a nice pair of socks in this just for Christmas maybe. And yeah, that was crimson, and it's the last colorway of, like, the last new colorway of the solids. And then we have a restock of two colorways that we really liked in the last couple of updates. And this is Aesop. It's a nice coolish green that I think would go very well, maybe, with crimson. And ooh, this is screaming Christmas to me. And then we're going to have your kind of all-time favorite mulberry, which is going to be restocked again. So these are the colorways on the Corriedale Sock that are the solid ones. And next up, I'm going to show you the sock sets that I made. And these are all Christmas inspired and also on the Corriedale Sock base. So it's a full skein of 400 meters and then a 20-gram skein for contrasting heels, cuffs and toes. And I did a poll on Instagram yesterday where I was asking you if you would like Christmas colorways to be only in sock sets or if you would like to have them in single skeins as well, and the response was kind of, I think, an 80% for single skeins as well. So I will see if I can make the time to quickly also dye more skeins that we can have as single skeins of those colorways. So I hope I can make those available as well, but I have good hope that I might be able to. So yeah, you will be able to purchase these as the sets that I'm going to show you, and also on the single skeins if you don't want to be like, if you don't want to use the contrasting mini or anything. So yeah, let me show you the Christmas colorways. So yeah, these were so much fun to dye because, as said, I'm such a Christmas time lover, and it was just lovely to come up with these colorways. So yeah, let's jump right in. So we've made 6 colorways, some of them being a bit more on the warmer side and like traditional, more Christmassy colors, but we also wanted to make some that are not necessarily too Christmassy, just so they can be worn all year round. So first one is this one, and it's called Cranberry Sauce, just because this color, this down here, just really reminds me of the cranberry sauce that we here in Germany eat too for Christmas dinner. So it has this dark berry tone, some white, and then some yellowy speckles just to warm it all up, and comes with a corresponding yellowy mini. So yeah, this is Cranberry Sauce. Next up, we will have Snow. And this is, I don't know if you can see, it might be a little bit too bright. Let me turn down the exposure a little bit. So it's a white with some specks of blue and purple, and it is really icy and yeah, it just reminds me of snow and ice, and it comes with a corresponding indigo dyed blue mini. And it's really funny because this really reminds me of the movie Frozen, that is now here as a musical in our city. And yeah, it's really funny because my sister used to love that movie, or she loves it still, I think. So cheers to my sister. And yeah, this is the Snow colorway. So next up, we have a little bit more of a traditional color combination. And this is, sorry, got an email. This is the Mistletoe colorway, and it's very typical Christmas. White with red and green speckles. They are pretty subtle though. And then a corresponding red mini. So if you fancy a little bit more of a traditional colorway for your Christmas socks, then I think this one is the way to go, and it's called Mistletoe. Next up we have this one, and it kind of, I don't know, it's not my favorite. I don't have a favorite in this collection because I just love them all, but I don't know, I just really like the warmness of this. And let me put those little ribbons a bit to the side so you can see the color better, but this is baked apple. I don't know if this actually is a tradition in other countries, but in Germany we like to eat apples stuffed with nuts and raisins, and if you like marzipan, then marzipan, and you can eat them with vanilla sauce or whatever you like, and it's just a sugary apple that is baked, and it's just really, I just really like the taste of those and the tradition of making them, because everything smells really nice if you make them. And so these two colors with the red and like a very subtle kind of green just really reminded me of baked apples. And it comes with a corresponding mini as well, so with the green one. So this is baked apple. So next up we have a really fun one, and this is called Sleigh Ride. It's pretty bold, not bold, but it has a lot of colors in it, like a beigey brown, a reddish rusty tone, some purple, and yeah, just a lot going on. And it comes with a orange mini that I think goes really well with it and represents the fun of a sleigh ride, so that's why it's called Sleigh Ride. And last but certainly not least, well, I really can't make up my mind which one of these is my favorite, because I really like this one as well, and it's called Gingerbread, because it has this brown rusty parts that really remind me of gingerbread, and it has some dark grey purple and yellow speckles as well, and it comes with a muted purple reddish brown mini, and I just really like the play of color in this one. Why am I getting so many emails now that I'm recording for once? Hang on, I'm gonna shut this one off. The last kind of holiday related Christmassy thing I want to talk about is a new product that I'm actually launching for this update. I'm not sure whether it will be a permanent one that I'm gonna have for every update, but I just had a little bit of a brainstorm on how I could make our yarns a little bit more, or not our yarns, but our product range a little bit more gift friendly, because I know that not all our yarn might be in the gifting price range for everyone. So I was thinking how to maybe, yeah, have another product that could be a good gift for knitters and friends, and so I actually started making little stitch markers, and maybe I should go back in time a little bit more, because I have to explain you that I used to work with pearls and crystals and all these kind of things when I was a teenager quite a lot. My sister and I, we used to do a lot of creative stuff with jewelry and crystals and pearls, and so it was kind of nice because we had all the equipment already, and I felt so nostalgic when I started making these, because it just really felt like our crafting years in our teenage years. So it was really nice, and I wanted to make some of natural materials, and so I made them out of just regular metal rings, and then with some natural stone pendants on them. So just let me show you a little example. This is one of them. These are the large ones, and they have a little bit like some small natural crystals on them. Just very simple ones. They come in a set of 3, and yeah, Just wanted to keep them simple but still pretty. And yeah, as another example, this is the large one, and I have, like, I'll have a couple of different crystals and also pearls with these large ones. And one thing I realized is that there aren't many stitch markers on the market for really small needles, like for sock knitting and stuff. And I sometimes get a little bit annoyed with those larger stitch markers when I'm knitting on smaller needles, so I thought maybe I could make small ones. And so I made these teeny tiny ones. They are really small. I think they go up on needle sizes up to, I think, 4 to 4.5 millimeters. But look how tiny they are. I just really like those, and these are the small size. They also come with both like these round pearls and also with some natural raw crystals, like smaller ones than the large ones. So yes, we are going to have stitch markers available. They all come in sets of 3, and they are all packaged with natural items again. And as you might see here, is we also added a little naturally dyed ribbon with all of them. And these little ribbons, they are all dyed by me with indigo that I grew on my balcony, which makes me kind of happy that I could use this, and I think it looks very pretty with the little ribbons on it. It makes it a little bit more special maybe, and yeah, maybe perfect for gifts, either for yourself or a friend or family member or whatever. So yeah, we're going to have a bunch of those available, both on also these golden rings that I showed you and also in silver, and in both the large and those small sizes. But I'm going to make sure everything is clear in the product description in the shop. So yeah, those might be a little bit more gift budget friendly than the yarns. And yeah, I'm just really happy, and I'm so curious on what you might say about them, just because it's the first time I launched this kind of product that is not yarn. So yeah, I'm excited what you think, and I really hope that you're going to enjoy them. They are all handmade by me, by the way, if this is not clear by now, but yeah, they're all handmade by me, 3 pieces each, and yeah, all made from natural crystals. And yeah, I'm just really happy with how they turned out. I'm going to end this video soon, just because it's already pretty long probably. And one thing I wanted to share, that with the Corriedale Sock and the BFM Masham that are coming back, we are also bringing back our Rustic Merino worsted base on all these 4 colors. I don't know if I should show them in depth again, because you probably might know them by now. But they're restocked, and I bought slightly larger quantities this time again, just so you can make sure you can get your sweater quantity if you want. So Fossil will be back, Charcoal will be back, Coffee will be back, and Oatmeal as well. I speak more about this base in my latest yarn preview from last time, so you can watch that one if you would like a little bit of inspiration, because I'm also talking about my Willa cardigan in that episode, which is a really lovely sample that I knitted out of this yarn. And yeah, I can say it's perfect for cables. It's the worsted weight. It's 225 meters per 100 grams and woolen spun. So it's a lot more, like, it blooms quite a lot more than a worsted spun yarn, which makes it even more perfect for cables and color work and everything. And yeah, I wanted to bring it back just because it was some of the colors were sold out pretty quickly last time. And I think this is just perfect for colder months and for knits that should be really warm and stuff. So that's why I wanted to bring it back and make sure that you can all get a sweater quantity if you want to. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for hanging around, and I hope it helps you deciding what you might want to get in Friday's update. Just as a reminder, the update will be on the 26th of November, 8 p.m. GMT +1, so this Friday. And yeah, if there are any more questions occurring, or if you want to know something about a colorway or a yarn or base or something, just always feel free to email me or send me a DM on Instagram. I'm also going to continue sharing some more sneak peeks on Instagram, so yeah. Just hit me up if there is anything that's not clear, or if you have any questions on yardage, or if something is suitable for a certain pattern or something. Yeah, and I really hope you might find something to gift to yourself, or to a friend, or to a family member, or just whatever. I really hope that the Christmassy little collection will make you excited, and I'm really excited about the update and about sharing the new product with you. And yeah, I hope you're gonna have a lovely start of December, and yeah, speak to you soon. Bye.